All right, so I only have a little bit of space to work with. That's not a complete ice rink. And I only have 3 target stands because people don't like to pull them out of the snow before it freezes. So, yeah. All right, got a 436. Now we'll go opposite. I always go empty in the most boring spots. Oh yeah, he turned them off. That's fine. Big old muzzle thump to the barrel. So there was one other poor soul that also hates his life and wants to hang out in the cold. He just turned off the bay lights, so now we are completely dark. So with that, don't mind if I do. Totally had a battery in these. There was no way, ever, one way, shape, or form that I would not have a battery in these, because then I wouldn't have a battery in these, and then that would mean that I don't have a battery in these, and there's no way that was ever possibly happening. So .482, so slightly slower. .482. .447. There it is again. I always have a reload when it's going to be boring. Always. Why? I'm gonna go to passive aiming now. So more than likely this is gonna be a little bit slower. Active is obviously a lot easier because I have the benefit of just looking over everything. On a 12 o'clock dot, I do think, there it is, I do think that is a little bit easier to bring it to the night vision. But one thing I do notice is you don't get the same stability from multiple points of contact. I don't have my full cheek in my buttstock, and it definitely feels like even though this is a very heavy and light recoiling gun, it still doesn't feel like I am seeing the same sight confirmation that I want to see to shoot as fast as I could had I have something like a 193 dot. Yep, just like I called. So I noticed I bumped my nods a little bit on the scope, and there's really not a whole lot I can do about that. I can flip these up a little bit more, but I do have them where I can look under them. So if I wanted to go white light, I could still, caps on, I could still use the white light and activate and also see through my dot, but obviously I've got nods down. I'll do back and forth. So I'm going to go nods first, and then I'm going to go bring my brightness setting up on my dot to allow me to use my white light. So we're going to go nods active, and then backwards we're going to go white light passive. That's not really passive, but you understand what I mean. It doesn't look like it picks anything up when I go that opposite way. Nope. So, as you can see, a little bit of difference in between going between the two. Probably could just stop thinking about it and remember it at the end of it. Plan that out a little bit better. Obviously, first run, a little bit different. But let's do another one, see what happens. Again, another boring spot for a reload, but that's okay because it makes things even and whatever. right, that one was better. That one felt pretty good. The one thing that is tripping me up a little bit, I don't have as much dexterity in these gloves. Not making an excuse, just an observation. Generally when I am wearing something thinner, it's a lot easier to feel those buttons. But what's happening is I'm actually going back, when I go to the laser, it's taking a little bit more time to like feel that I actually am hitting it. I know I can see it, but one thing is just like making sure I have a good connection. That way I can actually keep it activated as I'm shooting. And that one, I didn't quite hit the button to deactivate because the little thing on my glove got in the way. Come on. I can't really wear any thinner gloves than this because I believe it is now like 15 degrees out. So, as you can hear in my nostrils. Middle target was rough, and probably can give myself a little bit of a break so I don't just keep doing reps on reps on reps and not really being able to evaluate it. So I'm gonna go look at the targets. It's a little bit hard to film the targets and check hits. Generally, most of my offset stuff has gotten a little bit better since the last time I showed you guys, but being the temperature it is, I really can't afford to keep taking my gloves off without my hands just getting absolutely, completely frozen. So I hope you guys understand.